Well, first of all, what kind of mythical powers does a Sun Devil have? We got to consider that.
You all don't remember the Georgia Southern game, do you?
You know, I hope there's Bigfoot. I don't think there is.
Like rat poison. All right, so
It's Division I football! It ain't intramurals!
That is right. Welcome back to the Hoppy Huddle podcast. I'm Jake. That's Ed. We are on to week 4, baby. Can you believe that it's week 4 of the college football season already?
Wow. Hey, the Baylor Bears are going to find out what kind of mythical powers the Sun Devil has this Saturday night.
That's right. We are. I think that this weekend should be called Diet Rivalry Week, because if you look down the slate of games this week, there's a lot of rivalries between teams in different conferences, between power conference teams and group of 5 teams, between teams, rivalries that realignment had tried to kill, but teams wouldn't let them. So Diet Rivalry Week feels like a good name for this week. And some interesting results may not happen. Again, this is one of these weeks, like we said before, where you may come into it thinking, oh, there's only a couple of good games. You don't know what's going to happen. But not only are there some big, important conference games happening this week, but look out, because these are the kind of weeks where out of nowhere, some ranked team is in the fight with a nobody in the end of the third quarter, and you're like, holy crap, I can't believe what catch you just made. This is what we like college football for. Don't go anywhere. This weekend's going to be amazing.
Yeah, and I think you've got a play-in game for a playoff spot in one conference. We'll talk about that later. I think that's going to be an elimination game.
Maybe.
We'll get to that. So, yeah, it's going to be a good week. I think there's some good matchups. I think we're going to start to see a few teams, if they're real or they're frauds. We already know some teams are frauds. We're going to find out a few more this weekend. So, yeah, let's get to it.
Yes, we are. All right. First up, for your Thursday and Friday night games, don't really have much. Iowa Rutgers is the biggest game on there. You've got Oklahoma State, Tulsa, the battle of holy crap, those teams are bad. Iowa Rutgers, I don't really have a feeling for. I think both teams aren't any good. I don't know. Rutgers, yeah. I think, may do all right.
Both those teams are looking at just trying to get to 6-6 respectability.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Rutgers feeling a little better because 6-6 for them is a bit different than 6-6 for Iowa. Stay on the edge of your seat.
Yes, you wait. We're going to talk about that.
We're going to talk about
games of the week. So
yeah, well, I think there's actually several games that could playoff elimination, but we'll figure it out. All right, I think we got to start with, for some reason, is a 10 a.m. local time game in Utah with Texas Tech.
Is it 10 a.m.?
It is 10 a.m. local time kick.
That's great. I didn't realize
noon Eastern. Big noon game. This is the big noon game, guys. Texas Tech at Utah, ranked matchup in the Big 12. 10 a.m. local kickoff time, which is brutal, and I am not a huge fan of doing that. I understand it's good for the Big 12 to get the big noon slot, but 10 a.m. local time is just rough, man.
So let me ask you this before we even get into the game. If you're 10 a.m., are people even going to be there?
Yes. Utah fans show out. This is a ranked matchup in the Big 12. This is a sold-out game in Rice-Eccles Stadium. Utah shows up for their team. Say what you will about Utah's Twitter presence, but they show up for their team in person. And this game will be packed. This is not BYU. They do drink at the University of Utah. They will be rowdy. They will be packed. This is a high altitude game early in the morning. And so if I'm Texas Tech, I am extremely concerned about this game. It's a 2.5-point spread. On the Texas Tech, obviously they spent a ton of money bringing in players, mostly on the defensive side, some offensive players too in the portal. And this is where that defense has got to show up, because Utah has arguably one of the best offensive lines in the country, an automatic first rounder in Spencer Fano,
yeah.
And 2 other possible draft picks on that offensive line as well. They have the quarterback, Devon Denpierre, He's been exceptional. No interceptions so far this year, which was the big question coming into this season because when he was previously, was he at New Mexico or New Mexico State?
New
I feel like
Mexico.
State. I don't know. And when he was at one of the New Mexico schools, he threw a lot of interceptions, and that was sort of a question coming into this year. Again, it was against lesser competition the first couple of games that Utah's played, and I'm including UCLA in lesser competition here. Judging by how they've what the situation has happened with them. But this Texas Tech defense is really going to challenge him and see if he can still make good decisions against better teams. And if he can, look out, Big 12, because the Utah Utes may be rolling if it turns out that he can throw down the field against better defenses. I'm also curious to see how Texas Tech's defense can contain him because he's a big threat with his legs. He's not a standard pocket passer. He can throw the ball. It's something that he does have, but he is a huge threat running the ball. And Utah likes to run the ball. They have a great freshman tight end. I forget his name, but he's been people have been raving around about him as well. This Utah offense looks legit, and I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. The only thing, me, I've always got to come in and be the Debbie Downer. One thing, Utah, we haven't seen either one of these teams play a real team yet. I'm sorry,
yeah,
UCLA.
that's fair.
UCLA, you're not a real team. You're not serious. But so we don't really know. I think this is going to be a true test. Like I said, we're going to see who the frauds are. Both these teams have beat up on just absolute dog trash. When I look at the metrics, both their metrics are pretty good just because of the numbers they put up. The one thing that bothers me a little bit when you look at the metrics for Utah is while a lot of the scoring offense is good, the rushing offense is good, QB rating's good, their explosive pass rating, though, is down near the bottom of FBS, which gives me a little concern that maybe all these big numbers, when they actually face a real team, are they going to be able to move the ball downfield when they need to? Because they're not going to be able to run the ball as easily as they think they can. So that number,
we don't know if they can. They might be.
We don't know, but they haven't been able to do it against bad teams. So when you're ranked
explosive pass rate,
113 out of 113th out of 136 teams in the country.
Right, but they can run the ball.
Well, yeah, but you're going to need to throw to win this game too. You're not going to be able to just run the ball the whole time.
Right, but I'm saying they do throw the ball. They just don't throw it explosively deep.
Yeah, Texas Tech has a number. Listen, Texas Tech is number 2 so far rushing defense in the country. Now, I don't believe that stat's going to hold out, but I don't expect Utah to just be able to come in and run the ball the whole time. They're going to have to Dan Pierre's going to have to make some plays downfield. And so far, I don't think the stats bear out that he can do it. So, okay.
You may be right. I don't think he necessarily can push the ball down the field like a lot of people are saying, but yeah. I do think the counterpoint to that is that Utah has one of the highest red zone conversion rates in the country, right? They convert on like over 50% of their red zone attempt or something like that. It's extremely high in the red zone. And they drive the ball down the field consistently and they get in the red zone and they score. And that's a recipe for success if you have an elite offensive line, which they do. So you're right. But they also, you got to think, they also might not have just been throwing the ball because they didn't have to.
Well, yeah, I understand.
And he can make the short passes. He's been accurate in the short game.
He has been. This is so. I think this is going to be.
We will see.
I think this is where you're going to see if which team is really for real. Texas Tech. You look at their stats offensively; they've been off the charts.
They played no one though.
They played no one. So I really don't know what this one. I'm not betting this game. I have no idea. I think the 10 o'clock game is a weird start. Yeah, it's local time, but it's just a bad start time. I don't know if that's going to mess one or both teams up. Who knows?
And the altitude too. Like that's
altitude. Yeah, I think that probably hurts Texas Tech more than Utah.
No, especially because Texas Tech runs that super fast. They run the no huddle system, and you can get gas pretty easily in the altitude with that. So that may be something to watch.
Yeah. My gut here is that this is going to be a competitive game. Utah's a 3.5 point favorite. That's just home field.
Oh, it's down to 2.5. Isn't it?
Was it down to 2.5? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like 3. It's like 3.
I have no idea who's going to win this game, and I feel a side one way or the other. I have no clue. I give up.
Yeah, I lean Utah because it's at home. And if you just look historically in the last under Kyle Whittingham, Utah has consistently been exceptional at home. Like they beat like good USC and Oregon teams at home, right? And this, say what you will about last year. This is looks like a classic Kyle Whittingham team, right? Elite on the lines of scrimmage. Utah's defense, we'll see who they've played, but I think their defense is not bad either. Baron Morton has looked really good. So you're right. The QB difference is stark here because there cannot be a bigger clash of styles between the two. Baron Morton is an accurate in the pocket passer, and Dampier is the exact opposite of that. I go with the Utes at home. I agree. That's where I'm leaning is Utah at home, but it would not surprise me if Texas Tech comes out and win this game. I think there's probably going to be some craziness. 10 a.m. kickoff. It's a Big 12 game. It's so close. Utah's O-line is one of the best in the country.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to get off the fence here. Utah's 14-2 as a home favorite the last 3 years.
Yeah,
But
come on, join me.
Texas Tech has lost two in the series back in 1972 and 73. I'm going to take the breakfast burritos, flour tortillas. Give me Texas Tech and the 3.5 points.
What?
Yes.
With the loss in 1973, you're picking Texas Tech.
Yes, it's time to revenge 52 years later. Let's revenge that loss.
This is the exact kind of stats you come to the Hoppy Huddle to find out. Thank you.
So anyway, I have no idea who's going to win this game.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
All right. Next up, I think we need to go to the Plains in Norman, Oklahoma.
Oh,
baby.
you're getting right to it.
We got to go right to it, man. We're diving in.
We're not saving this one for the end. So
No. Were we going to save it for the end?
No. Let's let you jump right in.
Yeah. Auburn at Oklahoma.
Woo.
This is a spicy game, man. This gets the hairs on my head tingling. I'm like, oh, this is a game. You go first. I didn't even know what to say about this game.
I just want to know if Jay Knott's in the witness protection program. That's what I want to know first.
Where's he been?
Where's he been? Okay. And we talked about this 2 weeks ago. We talked about this after week 1.
No, I have to go.
Yeah, I mean, this is the only flaw offensively, really, for Oklahoma at this point. This rushing offense for them has been dreadful. I mean, they're at the bottom. They're close to 100 out of 136 teams in rushing offense. Now, on the flip side, I mean, their whole rushing offense has been John Mateer. Passing wise, they've done pretty well.
Yeah.
He has looked all the difference. The real strength of this team is being defensively. They have looked tremendous. Again, you can question their competition. Michigan, is not a great offensive team. So let's not build them up to be, the second coming of some of these offensive powers. But still, this Oklahoma defense looks good. They brought a lot of pressure on Bryce Underwood.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see something similar in this game. They're going to make Jackson Arnold look. I mean, Jackson Arnold, what is his strength? Running the football at this point in the time. They're not going to give Jackson the looks and the lanes that Baylor did. Sorry, Jake.
No offense. Baylor's defense is terrible. This is well known.
They're going to make Jackson throw the ball. I truly believe if I'm Brenton Venables, I'm going to put pressure on him. I'm not going to give him opportunities to run. I'm going to make him throw the ball. Now, so then you flip it to Auburn. What has Auburn not done well? Well, they haven't really thrown the ball well. When I just talked about Utah not being explosive pass, their ratio being bad, guess who's worse?
Auburn.
And it's a crime. I mean, if Jay Knott's in the witness protection program, is Cam Coleman and Singleton with him? Because those guys –
this seems more like a play calling thing to me for Auburn. It just feels like they decided they weren't going to pass for the first 3 games of the season. But you got to get into a rhythm with your receivers and your quarterback. What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, their passing offense is 110th in the country. Didn't we? I mean, I'd have to go back and watch on one of our shows last year. But haven't we been on this Hugh Freeze bandwagon before, where play calling's been questionable?
Yeah, I remember talking about last year how it kind of seems that Hugh Freeze is stuck in 2013.
Yeah,
It's just kind of it's always a little just off, and so we'll see. This is the real test. This is where you uncork it all. You don't hold anything back. This is where you go. And so I have high hopes for this game. I think it'll be interesting. I'm really excited. You talk about the passing game and the running game. The biggest matchup to me for this is two of the best units on their respective sides of the line of scrimmage going up against each other. Auburn's offensive line and Oklahoma's D line are two of the best units in the country. And I am extremely excited to see how that matchup plays out, because whoever wins the line of scrimmage there not only is almost certainly going to win this game, may win the SEC or compete for the SEC, because it will show who on that line of scrimmage, if you can dominate the other, how they've played so far, then you may be one of the best in the entire country at that unit, and that will give you a huge leg up in helping us figure out who's going to be good in the SEC for the rest of the season.
Well, and I think this game's going to, I'll take it a step further. This game's going to hinge on Oklahoma's passing game versus Auburn's passing defense. And Auburn's passing defense hasn't been very good. It's been their run game that's been great. Passing defense, they're 85th in the country. I mean, you saw teams like South Alabama move the ball pretty well on them last week. I mean, Auburn was in control, but that game got closer than people wanted in the third and fourth quarter. And I think that's where Mateer and Oklahoma is a difference maker. I want Auburn to win. I'm pulling for Auburn. You know I'm going to. But I think this game, what's the line? 6.5, somewhere around there.
Yeah, 6.5.
That feels probably right. And I think Oklahoma is going to win this game. I just don't see a path for Auburn's. I mean, Jackson's going to have to throw. If Jackson Arnold throws the ball and throws it successfully, this can be a game. Otherwise, I think Oklahoma's too much for them.
Yeah, Auburn did lose their tackle to the NFL last year. Yeah, I'm talking about Oklahoma's defensive line versus Auburn's offensive line. Is what I was referring to. But yeah,
and Auburn has
right.
a good defensive line. It's their secondary that's the problem on defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm on Oklahoma on this one. What do you think? I'm not betting it, but this isn't a lock of the week.
I am betting Oklahoma. I was early on Oklahoma coming into the season. I knew they were high. John Mateer is Himothy, man. He is that dude. All right. I think all else fails, he will lead them to a victory. I think they actually covered the spread. I got the line at Oklahoma -6. So I think they win by a touchdown.
You know, your brother's never going to talk to us again.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I like Auburn. I wish them well, but I got to go with my brain here. And my brain says Oklahoma, even though with my brother, my heart might say Auburn. So I am betting Oklahoma -6. I think they're at home. They play well at home. I think Jackson Arnold, it may be that, not a lot of great history in that stadium. I don't know. Give me Oklahoma.
So, I mean, look, I'm not, again, we'll see what happens. If they beat Auburn, we're going to start looking ahead at Oklahoma. And this schedule that we thought was one of the toughest in the country has gotten a lot easier.
Yep. That's why I had him in the SEC title game and in the playoff.
Yeah. So
preseason. Yep.
Hold on. Quick question for you. People in our chat here before we get to the next game. People comparing Haynes King to Mateer. Do you see these similarities? Well,
in their attitude, absolutely.
Yeah.
They both of them play with like a reckless abandon that is just so fun to watch, and they put it all on the line for their team. I think they both run the ball really well. I think Mateer runs it more like strategically. He's more like sneaky about it, and Haynes King is just like run through a dude's face, kind of running the ball. Passing game, there's not much similarity in my opinion.
Yeah, Mateer is more of a while Mateer has a throwing funny style, and I think that throwing through his sidearm motion is going to get him in trouble at some point. I think they are similar, but you also have to remember the offenses are called differently. I mean, I think so. It's hard to tell.
Right.
I mean, I'd like to see them switch offenses and switch teams and see how they would perform.
Yeah. I mean, that's actually fair. Yeah.
So they're both talented throwers. Haynes is asked to do different things in and Buster Faulkner's offense at Georgia Tech. So we don't know. I think they are similar now.
They're definitely in their attitudes for their team, 100%.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Boy, you came out of the gates firing with all. Where are you going next, man? Bringing the big games out.
I don't know. I think we have to let's go to a game that I think might be a little more of a blowout down in Coral Gables. Not in Coral Gables, Miami Gardens, because they don't have an on-field stadium.
Yeah.
Florida at Miami, where game day is at for some reason because they don't know how to pick games. Jeez. I think what this was supposed to be something that more of a premier match coming into the season, But I think now everybody's kind of expecting Miami to get them. The line's only 7 though, or 7.5. Like depending on.
Well, you know why? Because if you look at statistics, the advanced metrics from the Florida LSU game, I mean, you look at the numbers, Florida had the game other than the 5 interceptions.
Right.
I mean that's why it's that line. That's why the line hasn't moved. There is there's talent. There is talent on this Florida team, but coaching and stupid mistakes are getting in their way. And I think that's going to happen again this week because Miami's just a better team.
And that is why I am taking Miami minus the 7 or 7.5.
Give me the lock. I'll take that's one of my locks. Give me the Miami is playing very well. You said it on a reaction show the other night. They've got the best offensive and defensive lines in the country. Beck looks very natural in this offense. The young wide receivers, he's making them look good.
They're running the ball well. They're getting push up front against good lines.
There's really the defense is what's been the most surprising. A healthy Ruben Bain has made all the difference in the world.
He's a monster. That guy's a monster.
I agree. Carson Beck is playing himself into a top 10, top 5 draft pick. Florida, as well as they can look at sometimes, they run a JV offense. They can't get receivers open. DJ is forcing balls. Yes, I will give you credit. DJ is making bad decisions. He's also trying to make plays where they don't exist because this is a JV offense that can't get wide receivers open.
He looks shaken. He looks like he's playing for a team. He looks like he doesn't believe in the team that he's playing for and trying to make it happen.
Do you believe in this team at this point?
No, I don't believe in Florida. Are you kidding me?
No. Well, okay, you got so many issues with him. He was out of spring ball in the summer because of injuries. Okay, I get that. But he should be able to shake off that rust a little quicker. They just don't run an offense that's suitable. I mean, there are coaches. Yeah. I've seen these comments. There are coaches that believe this is a Mickey Mouse offense.
And that is why I believe that there is an edge in the statistics against Florida, is because on a down-to-down basis on individual plays, sure, they show up pretty well. But the statistics do not factor in the fact that Billy Napier is an idiot. And
they can't play call when they need to play.
He cannot situationally call plays.
Now, the other thing is this defense for Florida is good. Now, but they will travel. They do travel well. I mean, this defense.
Miami's O-line is so good. They're just going to move them.
And Caleb Banks, I saw today, had to have surgery. He's going to be out for Florida. That was their best defensive player. This game is toast. For Billy Napier next Virginia Tech. Listen,
dude, believe me.
I would love for Billy Napier. Listen, I would love for Billy Napier to be a Virginia Tech next coach. That would be my dream.
Oh man,
that would be awesome. Can we get that deal? I will contribute to the Billy Napier Virginia Tech fund.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Yeah. Anyway, I think Miami runs away with it. I'm with you with that. I could see honestly Mario running the score up as an emphasis point. But anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have an eye on this game, but I don't think I'm going to spend too much time on it.
Where do you want to go next? Your choice.
Well, let's talk about the other Saturday night game, which I know you will want to be watching, and that is going to be a game that's very important in the Big 12 race.
Absolutely. And if these teams had held up their end of the bargains, this might have been a ranked matchup. But no, they did not. And this is the Arizona State at Baylor game. This is a battle of two of the best quarterbacks in the country. Like Sawyer Robertson has been exceptional through 3 games. They've thrown the ball extremely well. Arizona State, they've definitely noticed the absence of Cam Skattebo. They don't get quite the same open looks in the passing game when defenses are crowding the box to stop him. They did last year, which was kind of my concern coming into the season. This is at home, although for some reason it's not a sellout, and I'm kind of mad at the Baylor fans about this. Like we got to be selling out our stadium. What are we doing here? But I will say I think obviously I lean Baylor because I'm a Baylor fan. But I also do think that Baylor will win. And part of the reason is that I don't think Arizona State's defense is as good as it was last year. They had a lot of good old guys on their defense last year that have since moved on. And so the line is Baylor -2. minus 2.5. Give me the Bears to cover and win. This is also, if you want to bet the over, I would go the over here because I feel like there's going to be a lot of points scored. Baylor's defense is not going to be able to stop Sam Leavitt.
I'm going to differ with you a little bit here because Arizona State, again, we can talk about who they've played, but their passing offense hasn't been very good. It's been the running. They're actually 19th in the country in rushing. They're 107th in passing. They have. So Leavitt has not looked the same. And it's weird because Jordan Tyson is back. He's healthy. He was out at the end of last year and for the bowl game. So I don't really understand what's going on there. I don't know what's right. I don't know. Yeah, that's fine. You think,
No.
I don't know what's going on with this offense. And so now we know Baylor's issue is pretty straightforward. They've got one of the best passing offenses in the country. They can't stop a runny nose. They can't stop anything. But I don't think – so I think Arizona State's going to run the ball a lot. I think you're going to see a lot more running from Arizona State. But the question is, I don't think Arizona State defense, they're 99th in the country on passing. I think Baylor's going to score points. I think at home, I'll take the Bears minus 2.5. I think this might be a high-scoring game, like you said. But I don't know. I'm wondering if this game could get away from Arizona State because I just don't know how what's going on with their passing offense.
Normally, I would say yes, but I think Baylor's defense is so bad that
they'll make anybody look.
They'll
good.
make anybody look good. So I don't think the quality of the passing attack really matters. It's just that Baylor's defense is bad. So,
and that's my second lock of the week. Baylor, I got it minus 2.5.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm locking that up as well. All right. Let us move on. I think we need to go to Lincoln, Nebraska, where the Michigan Wolverines are rolling into town with their version of a freshman phenom, 5-star, number 1 overall player coming in against Nebraska's former 5-star, number 1 overall player. And, you may be thinking, this is third-year Matt Rule, Mini Patrick Mahomes has looked pretty good so far, I don't know. They're doing okay. Well, I'm here to tell you the party is over. I think Michigan is going to win this game. And I know this is kind of a bold take because a lot of people, Nebraska's pretty trendy. But I think Michigan wins this game. I'm not betting it because I'm not confident enough. I haven't seen enough Bryce Underwood play enough games. He's still a true freshman. And as you know, when you're that, like, the random bad games can pop out of nowhere. So I'm not going to be betting, but I really think Michigan wins this game, especially with their defense. I think Dylan Raiola, while their offense is improved, I do not think it is improved to the level that it will be able to score easily on Michigan's defense.
I don't know what you ate for breakfast or lunch day or what.
It's not a crazy take. Michigan's favorite. I don't know what you're mad about. Like,
there is no chance in this world that Michigan wins this game on the road. 0 with a freshman quarterback going into Lincoln. Nebraska plus the 2.5. They will make Michigan look ridiculous on Saturday. This is a lock of the week. Let me tell you why.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you why.
Golly day, man.
Michigan can't score points against any real teams. We saw that against Oklahoma. And let me tell you who's got the number 7 scoring defense in the country. That's Nebraska. Let me tell you who's got the number 1 passing defense in the country. Nebraska. Let me tell you who doesn't have any wide receivers. Michigan. They are going to lock Bryce Underwood down. Okay.
Right. I don't think they need to pass. They're just going to run. It's Michigan. They run the ball.
Oh, I think that won't be a problem. Nebraska's going to be fine. Have you seen this team? This is Matt Rule, year 3. This will not be a problem. Nebraska's scoring points. They are ready to go. Okay. I want to call this the lock of the year, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to send all
when I did that against who did I pick? Somebody they lost.
Texas, Oklahoma. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we know that. This is the coming out party for Big Red this year. Okay. I'm telling you what, take it if you're betting and only for entertainment purposes only. Take Nebraska plus the 2.5. I'm convinced this Nebraska team is just starting to get better. I told you, I think Michigan's going to be a really great football team next year, but they don't have the guns this year. They don't have the wide receivers. They don't have the players. Bryce Underwood's still trying to figure himself out. This is a veteran team in Nebraska. I will take Big Red. Go Cornhuskers.
All right. Look, I'm not confident in this, by the way. I'm not betting it. So you may be right here. I still think Michigan handles business. But we'll
you
see.
think it's the Michigan defense the last 2 years. It's not.
It's not.
They're
It's still
terrible on
decent.
They can't get off the field on third down. They're 102nd in the country on third down conversions. On
They're
defense.
all right.
They're not all right. 102nd. What are the only teams that are – no, come on. I'm a stats guy, man. You know me. I'm stats. They can't get off the field.
All right.
And Nebraska is going to run all over them.
I saw that Nebraska-Cincinnati game, all right? I saw them try and stop a running quarterback, and they couldn't. And I think Michigan's going to run Underwood, and I think they're going to score. And Cincinnati is a lot worse than Michigan. And I think, yeah.
Oh, well, we'll see. We'll see. So,
all right. Okay. But, hey, maybe you'll be right. Maybe you'll be right. All right. Let's see. Where else do we need to go? I think
we're going to stay in the Big Ten.
Let's stay in the Big Ten. I think we need to go the Battle of the Eyes, the Eye Bowl. Illinois, Indiana.
This is the playoff elimination game.
Okay. Interesting.
The winner of this game has got a pretty clear path to that, I think, the fourth spot in the Big Ten.
Interesting. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I actually think the narrative around these two teams is wrong. I think that Illinois started the season ranked super high, and they just stayed there by winning. I don't think they're the 9th best team in the country or wherever they're at now, right? 9th, 8th, something like that. And I think Indiana is too low because people expected them to be a flash in the pan from last year. I don't think they are. I think Indiana is pretty solid this year and maybe even upgraded on defense. I will say I think Fernando Mendoza is good for that offense. They are going to struggle to run the ball against Illinois' defensive front, but I think, Coach Sig is pretty smart about this kind of stuff. I think he gives up on running pretty early and just starts slinging it. Yeah, I don't know about all that, but I will say I think Indiana wins this. I think Indiana wins it at home in a close game. Although I keep doubting Illinois and they keep proving me wrong. So I don't know. I'm not betting this game. I keep flip-flopping back in my head, but I'm going to stay with Indiana because that's what I picked originally. But it would not surprise me if Illinois wins this game. Illinois can also throw the ball really well. They've actually their receivers have really come on. I thought they were going to miss their two guys that they lost to the NFL, but they've really spread the ball around a lot more. Luke Altmaier is fantastic. They've got good lines of scrimmage. But I think Indiana, people are sleeping on them because they haven't played anybody yet. And I think they'll take care of business.
You're smoking those unfiltered cigs is what you're doing right now. Let me tell you what.
I'm too young to know what that means.
Yeah. Listen, Indiana has feasted off the likes of Kennesaw State and Indiana State. Okay, that's
why I didn't bring up a bunch of stats.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, you could say about you want about Illinois, but Illinois went down to Duke, and I know we're questioning Duke right now, but at least Duke's a Power 4 school with a decent program, and they beat them pretty well. So when I look at the bodies of work, and I got to go, okay, what team is giving me at least something to look at? Illinois has done a pretty good job. That team, Illinois team, is an old veteran team. I like old veteran teams. I like old veteran guys.
Yeah.
I like Luke Altmaier seems to be improving. I think this is going to be an interesting game. I'm not giving this as a lock in my week either because I think it could go either way, but I lean heavily towards Illinois. I just think while I think Cinetti's improving the program, I just think there's too much in the way of positive momentum for Illinois, especially with those veterans there. Give me Illinois in this game.
All right. Let's go to Fort Worth, Texas, where we have the last Iron Skillet game for the foreseeable future, the battle for the Iron Skillet, which is really quite a shame because I hate how they keep, college football teams keep canceling rivalries. Like, just play your out of conference rivalries. Gosh dang it. Like, what are we doing here? You really want to play, Long Island or Northern Delaware State? Like, come on, play your crosstown rival, TCU and SMU. And I don't know whose fault it is. And there's a lot of beef about who's canceling it and who's actually at fault. But
Is there traffic on I-35? They can't get to each other?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. The beef is the tollway. They close the tollway. But I lean TCU here just because I think Josh Hoover is actually a really good quarterback. As much as I hate to pick TCU and say that they're good, I think they're a good team this year. They're pretty solid on offense. They are get 6.6 yards per play. I could go read down the stats to you why they're a good offense, but I just lean TCU here. It's at home. I think they have a higher level of talent. I think SMU's defense has not really stopped people as well as we thought it would. There has been a drop off since last year. They lost all those starters from the defensive line. And I don't think their defense is very good. I think Josh Hoover is going to carve them up. So give me Sonny Dykes and the TCU Horned Frogs. I'm not betting this game, but I think they win.
Yeah, when I think you look at adjusted per play numbers, I think TCU looks better overall, both offensively and defensively. I think TCU wins that game. And I think TCU is going to be competing all year for the Big 12 for rights to go to the Big 12 title. I think they look like a team that's ready to be in that group with Utah and Baylor and a few others.
Yeah. Yep.
But I'm not betting. They're not a lock for me.
All right. Where do you want to go now?
Let's jump over to the SEC for a minute.
Okay.
Let me go find this game on my iPad here. Let's see. I do not want to talk Virginia Stanford. Oh, I'm very torn on that game because as much as I love the Wahoos, I need them to lose every game so Tony Elliott can be gone.
That's also the kind of game that Virginia would absolutely lose.
Yes, that would be
right after a big win.
Yeah. Let's go to. We'll try to find it here. Missouri, South Carolina.
Okay.
So, I'm a bigger man. I mean, I'm a big man, but I'm also a bigger man. I'm going to admit when I was wrong. And I think that's time for me to come out and say I was wrong.
Hey, we're all wrong. I was wrong. I've been wrong about Clemson. So
I think I was wrong about Missouri. They're making me a believer. Now, granted, I mean, I was starting to become a believer after Kansas. And they're beating up the teams they should beat really badly. I'm not going to say 100%, but if they take care of business against South Carolina this week, I'm going to become 100% believer in them. I think Eli Drinkowitz is a good coach. He's taken the talent there and he makes them better. As a home favorite the last 3 years, they're 14-1. As a home team, they're 18-3 the last 3 years. They play South Carolina, a wounded South Carolina team this week. I don't know is Lenora Sellers playing. I did not look there today. I don't think it really matters. I got them at 10. Missouri's a 10.5 point favorite, which would tell me that Sellers probably isn't.
Yeah.
But, Missouri's running the ball well.
Bo Pribula can throw the ball. If he can throw the ball, dude, game changer.
Who knew? They can. Their defense is. I mean, overall, there's not a lot of weaknesses in this Missouri team. Now, I don't think they're at Oklahoma's level going to win the SEC, but they're sneakily going to be pretty good. And I don't think anybody really wants to play them. If I look at Auburn or Vanderbilt or A&M or Oklahoma down the road, I don't think any of them wants to see Missouri on their schedule.
Yeah.
So my lock of the week one of my locks is Missouri. I'm going to lay the 10.5. South Carolina has been dreadful offensively. Vanderbilt kicked the crap out of them the other night. And I don't care if Sellers was in that game. They weren't going to win. They couldn't move the ball. South Carolina could not move the ball against Vandy. South Carolina's got some problems right now.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I'm not locking that in, but I'm with you on Mizzou and South Carolina. I think Missouri is just one of these teams in the SEC. Like, they're in that second tier, like not contending for the championship tier, but unlike all the other teams in that second tier, they actually handle their business when they play teams that are at their level or below them. Like the reason they win like 10 games every year is not because they have top 5 recruiting classes and they routinely beat top 10 ranked teams. It's because they beat everybody else every time. And they beat all the teams that are equivalent to them almost every time. And you do that, that just shows you're a good football coach. You have a good program. And so, yeah, I think Missouri and South Carolina are, I think Missouri's got better talent than South Carolina, and I think they beat them.
And here's the dirty little secret too. If you look at the last 5 year high school recruiting rankings, if you look at the average, they're higher than South Carolina.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
They're doing better.
But national perception would not tell you that.
No, everybody would think South Carolina and Shane Beamer are doing better.
They think, oh, South Carolina, the state of South Carolina, they must recruit super well. No, Missouri's got better talent.
I need Missouri to keep winning because I still got 3 of my Auburn tickets to sell, and I need the prices to get up so I can make some more money.
Yeah,
I sold 3 of them too low already. So
fair.
Anyway.
All right, I think we should stay in the SEC with a rivalry that I am not very well versed in, but I think should be an interesting matchup, and that's Tulane at Mississippi at Ole Miss. Tulane at Ole Miss. I think Tulane wins this game.
Oh.
And I don't know that I'm not taking Tulane money line, but I am taking Tulane plus 12 because I think that if you've watched Tulane play, they can score and they have a good defense, right? Against everybody they've played. That's what they've shown. And I think Ole Miss's defense isn't worth jack squat. And so I think Tulane and Ole Miss are just going to run the entire game. And, Jake Retzlaff, he's no longer the BYU Jew. He's Julane. All right. Are you prepared? Jake Retzlaff in that offense, they've been humming, man. Just sneakily. They destroyed Duke last week, and so give me Tulane. I actually think this is an upset here. I think Tulane goes in, they beat Ole Miss on the road, but give me the points.
Yeah, I think you're smoking something. I don't
think they cover.
I don't know. If Missouri hasn't covered for me for 2 weeks in a row, so no, I don't think they cover. I think Missouri.
No, Tulane. You think Tulane covers?
Oh yeah, because they're what? Tulane's a 12.5 point underdog.
Yeah,
I do think they cover.
Okay.
Ole Miss's rushing defense has been terrible. The passing defense hasn't been much better. But Ole Miss has just been outscoring everybody. Whether it's Chambliss, what's his name? I guess
it's something real southern. It's Trinidad Chambliss. Trinidad Chambliss, baby.
Yeah. So, Jake's gonna get canceled. Yeah, Trinidad Chambliss or Austin Simmons. It doesn't matter. They're gonna find ways to score. I don't believe Ole Miss loses this game straight out. I do think Tulane probably covers the 12.5 because Ole Miss has cost me money the last 2 weeks, and I'm just mad. I'm not betting this one.
Yeah, fair. I may be in some hurt for this. You never know, Lane.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm betting that one. What else do you want to hit?
I do not want to talk Texas Sam Houston. I have no desire to talk that. I don't want to talk
Sam Houston spread.
I don't know if there's any other SEC.
Maybe. Anybody? Any takers?
No. Let's go. Let me look at my schedule.
I want to talk Kansas, West Virginia, because I don't know if you've paid attention. I think a lot of people are high off the West Virginia win, but Kansas has played good football this year. All right, they're 2-1, but I think they played pretty well, and I think that minus 13 is not enough points for how bad that West Virginia team actually is. I think Kansas State will run the score up on them, and so give me Kansas minus 13.
Yeah, I mean, it was a nice win by West Virginia last week, but they're still managing the transition of that roster. Kansas is just a better team.
Yeah.
I will take. I think Kansas should win this game here.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's no other Big 12 games that stand out for the day. You got some people are hitting buys this week after playing early. You still got a few people playing FCS or Group of 5 teams. We're kind of just getting through all that.
Got any Arkansas Memphis thoughts?
No, I don't.
Me neither.
You got a few other people. Let's jump to one of my favorite teams that's on the rise, and I do want to talk about this one. Let's talk about USC. We have not talked a lot about them this year yet.
The Trojan Horse Bowl.
Yes. You have not been a big believer in them, and I'm going to get you on this bandwagon at some point this year.
I'm not a believer. I'm neutral, right? I'm USC agnostic. I'm not atheist.
Can you just go with me how they have one of the best offenses in the country right now?
I mean, maybe. Who have they played?
Well,
okay, I'll give you on paper, metric wise, they have one of the best offenses. Sure, but they've been beaten up on nobody's state.
But even with opponent adjusted per play, they're 10th in the country in rushing and 1 passing. I mean, when you adjust it for the opponents, and that's out of the 68, the power 4, they're still up there. I'm telling you, you poo-poo all their numbers. This team, I told you before the season, look out. Lincoln's been very quiet in the offseason about this team. He felt very good about it. And the defense has come along. The defense has looked very good the last couple of weeks. I think they're gonna beat Michigan State here. This is a home game. They'll win this one pretty easily, I expect. Michigan State still struggles on the passing defense, and that certainly plays into the strength of USC. This is a lock of the week. I got USC minus 17.5. I think USC puts up some big numbers because the following week they go out to Illinois, and I think that becomes one of the biggest games of both those team seasons because that'll be another game that'll sort of be quasi-elimination almost, especially if Illinois wins.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not betting it, but I think Michigan State's pretty bad. So
yeah.
I think USC wins that handily. I'm also I got one more bet, and that's this is a bounce back bet, and this is kind of a grit your teeth and hold your nose. But Syracuse is really bad, so give me Clemson minus 16.5.
Yeah, that feels right.
And it's hard to believe in Clemson after what they did last week. But you guys got to remember, this Syracuse team went to overtime with UConn, right? And I just, man, I don't feel good about that line. I just think 16.5. I think Clemson does in the past, even the past couple of years when they've been down, they will run it up on lesser opponents, right? To kind of say oh, look at that Clemson offense, not so bad. I don't know, man. So I think they really just uncork it here. Klubnik plays much better against lesser competition proportionally than he does against better competition. So I think Clemson runs it up on Syracuse, and I think they cover the 16.5.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'm not betting that one. I will go circle back to Virginia, Stanford. Stanford's just bad.
They won last week, though, didn't they?
No. Oh, they did, but it was who was it?
Ruined my bet. I bet against them. The Boston College.
Oh, it was Boston College. Yeah, but I mean, they lost to Hawaii and BYU. I mean, they're just bad. Their numbers are terrible.
They are.
They're bad. Virginia will probably win this game, won't they?
Dude, that's dangerous saying that.
I mean, Virginia put up 700 yards of offense last week.
Right. Yeah, they probably will win, and I hope they do.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, I've had this conflicted feeling with Tony Elliott. Especially when Virginia Tech's looking for a coach. I mean, I don't want them anyway. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about all this. Nothing else in the ACC I really want to jump on. We talked about Georgia Tech. They're playing Temple. Florida State's playing another tune-up game against Kent State. Cal's playing it. That's about it for the week, I think.
Yeah.
Group of 5. I guess we do want to talk Liberty JMU. That's the big Group of 5 matchup in the state here.
I don't really have any thoughts on Liberty JMU. I think JMU's just going to kill them. I think
JMU's going to kill them too.
I think Liberty is a bad team this year.
Yeah, and I wonder what's going on there. I don't know if the talent acquisition has just been falling off or what. But JMU, this should not be close for JMU. I would suspect. And I don't know. That game's in Harrisonburg, right? Anybody in the chat know that? Is that in Harrisonburg?
Let me check.
I don't have it in front of me.
No, it's in Lynchburg.
It won't make much of a difference. Do they really have a home crowd?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Other group of
Yeah.
5 teams to keep your eye on: North Texas. They're playing Army. It'll be interesting to see how they do. They only favored by 2.
Army future Virginia Tech head coach.
Yeah, right. And Boise's playing Air Force. So interesting matchup there in the Mountain West.
The JMU Liberty game is going to be on ESPNU in case anybody wants
Got
to
the
watch
Apple
that.
Cup. If you're feeling
Ugh.
frisky, Wazoo will get annihilated. What else do we have?
And the Big Ten after dark is Michigan State USC 11 p.m. So if you're really bored, that's your late night game. And then this sets the table for next week. Boy, you looked ahead to next week.
I've been trying not to look so I don't blind myself with the glory of next week.
You got Oregon and Penn State. Again, Georgia, Alabama. Those are your 2 night games. Head to head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
Get your multi-TV setups out, folks. You're going to need them next week.
It's crazy. So, yeah, that was a good time. Well, we're going to be at the 3rd way mark. Can you believe the season will be a third of the way over when we get done? I
can't believe it, man. I can't.
Someone today had the nerve to ask me today, and I won't reveal their name because not that they're watching their podcast, but maybe their boyfriend is. Someone I work with. I've already given away too much information.
Okay.
But we're sitting around at a team luncheon today, and and I won't reveal her age, a younger person, but she goes, "Don't you feel guilty watching all this football on Saturday, wasting this time?" And I go, "What do you consider wasting?"
What do you mean wasted?
This wasn't wasting.
Wasting.
I said, I put in my time having kids, doing all the stuff on Saturdays. I've earned that time. I don't know what your excuse is, Jake.
Yeah, maybe I'm just degenerate. I don't know.
Yes. So, and then I said, I think before I had kids, I probably did the same thing. It's when I had the kids. That was the more of the challenge. But
right. But
and then I had someone else sitting beside me jumped in.
We watched a lot of NFL Sundays when I was a kid.
We did. We watched some NFL stuff.
So,
we watched college stuff too. You were busy doing other things too. And you didn't realize we made time for games we could, but anyway,
you gotta start scoping out your windows a little more. Yeah, we'll see. And hey, if it's an ACC game, they post the quick cut version on YouTube. So
there you go.
You can always watch. You can always catch up on your games. Big Ten, screw you, Big Ten, for putting your quick cuts, your condensed games behind a $12 a month streaming service.
I don't want it that bad,
dude. Nobody wants to rewatch. If you're getting a condensed game, it's because it wasn't a marquee game, and nobody wants to watch Rutgers. Rutgers, Maryland, that bad. Like, come on.
Yeah. My other response to this person was, I said, we only get 13 of these weeks of the year. I got 38 weeks to do 39 weeks to do all kinds of other stuff,
Right.
Like, I mean, these are treasured weeks. We have to just hold these and take advantage of them because there's plenty of weeks to go outside and mow the lawn, paint fences, do other stuff.
Right. You got a whole summer to do all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. There's nothing going on, man. So anyway.
Yep.
All right. Well, we hope everybody enjoys the Saturday. Enjoy the good matchups. We'll be back either Sunday or Monday night. I don't know, Jake.
We'll see. Thank you guys all for tuning in, dude. We had a live crowd tonight.
Love it.
Peaked at 6 live viewers. That's
love
pretty
6
good
live
for us.
viewers, man.
We love all the participation in the chat. You guys ask us questions. We'll answer them. We appreciate it. And yeah. Oh, make sure to like and subscribe and follow on all the socials. The Hoppy Huddle on Instagram, Real Hopster on Twitter. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you get notified when we go live. And thank you so much for watching.
Go Big Red.
Good night, America.